All right, guys, so it looks like the Federal Reserve and the New World Order is trying to fast track the rollout of their central bank digital currency and destroy the American dollar. If we don't want to partake in this system, it's going to be crucial for us to set up our own underground economy. This playlist is going to consist of a series of videos which are designed to help you in your location to set up a successful underground economy. These videos are going to address important topics which would typically be overlooked. Please watch the playlist in its entirety. I wish you the best of luck in setting up your own underground economy and resisting the New World Order control grid. All right, guys, so to get started, you're going to need to come up with a way to bring customers and vendors together. To assist you in this effort, I have created a community bulletin board. It's a single-page PDF, totally free. You can download a copy of it at the link in the description box below. And what it consists of is 3 columns. One for community announcements, one for wanted ads, and one for seller advertisements. You can print this thing out and post it at various locations around your community, and it can be filled out by hand as people walk past the community bulletin board. So really, there's no work involved for you. All you got to do is basically just download a copy of it, print it out, and post it at different locations and see what happens. So download a copy of your community bulletin board today and join us in the resistance against the New World Order control grid. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of the videos. All right, guys, in this video, we're going to talk about sustainment and some of the ways that you can keep a strong and flourishing economy. Now, to keep your economy strong, you want to facilitate momentum and prevent stagnation. The way that you facilitate momentum is by encouraging sales to take place. You do this by facilitating imports and exports. You need traveling merchants to do that. These traveling merchants will basically go from town to town or community to community, and what they'll be doing is they'll be supplying needs and demands to the different communities. They'll also have the ability to list the supplies that each community has, or rather the products that each community makes and the needs that each community has. By doing that, they will find gaps, or rather they will find where the demand is in the economy, and then they can reach out to other communities to see if those communities are able to fill the void, so to speak. And by doing that, the traveling merchants will encourage entrepreneurship. But they need to have that in the back of their mind. They need to know that they will benefit from that relationship, that cross-community relationship. So it needs to be in the back of the traveling merchant's mind that they should be always looking for where the demands are and where the supply is. That way they can fill the voids and they can make even more trades. They can facilitate even more momentum. And really that's what you want to be focused on. Filling the voids, finding out where are the demands and who can supply those demands. And the traveling merchants will naturally do that on their own. So that's how you get your momentum started, okay? By listing where the supplies are and what the demands are. Who's demanding what and who's able to supply it. All right. Now you maintain that momentum by developing trade relationships between communities. Now, a trade relationship is exactly as it sounds. It's a relationship. And all relationships are based on trust. Okay, so in order to maintain the momentum, you need to maintain the trust in that trade relationship. And there's only one way that you do that. It's by fulfilling expectations every single time. You fulfill your customer's order in the quantity and the quality that they expect, and you do it every time. If they ordered a certain amount of something at a certain quality, you deliver that product to fulfill their expectations, and that, or to surpass their expectations. You never do anything less than what your customer expects. And that's how you maintain trust. That's how you maintain trust, and that's how you keep and encourage a strong economy. Otherwise, if you don't maintain trust, if you lose trust, you will have stagnation. You will lose sales. And that's exactly what you want to prevent. So, thanks for watching, guys. That's the very basics of sustaining an underground economy. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of the videos. All right, guys, this is going to be lesson number 2 in the underground economy. This lesson is primarily going to focus on fuel, on extending the use and the life of your fuel. Now, there are really 3 primary fuel types. You've got solid, liquids, and gases. Solids come in the form of things like wood, coal, or dung. Dung might sound surprising to an American audience, but it's a fuel source that's used in several countries all over the world. And it's definitely something that we need to remember, because during these hard roads ahead, it could very well be a valuable resource to exploit. Liquid fuels consist of things like oil, petroleum, like diesel, gasoline, lamp oil, and various different types of alcohols. And then your gas fuels would consist of things like propane and methane. Today we're going to talk about how you can extend the life of any of those fuels by some very simple practices. When you're preparing your meat, make sure you cut it up very thin so it cooks faster. If you're going to cook noodles, beans, or rice, bring the water up to a boil and then turn the stove off and cap the pan or pot. Let the food simmer in the pot with the lid on top for about an hour. Check on it, and then if it needs to be turned back on, turn it back on until the water boils, and then turn it off again. Check on it after another hour, and it should be good to go. Never discard any of your cooking oils. You can get a fabric oil filter for very cheap. They're like $10. Filter your oil through one of those filters and save it. You can use it directly as a lamp oil, or you can add it directly to diesel fuel at a 1-to-1 ratio and use it in all types of diesel engines. If there's a way to perform a task without having to use fuel, you should always opt for using the alternative option. For instance, let's say you want to cut down a tree. You have a chainsaw to do it, and you have the fuel for the chainsaw. But you also have an axe, and you could cut it with an axe. It might take longer to cut it with the axe, but it'll require much less fuel. So opt for doing things in that manner. If you have anything to add, please put it in the comment section below. In all economies, you have those who provide a service or a product. In today's video, we're going to be talking about products. And the most important aspect of products is packaging. You can't collect anything without packaging. You can't transport anything without packaging. You can't store anything without packaging, and you can't distribute anything without packaging. So today we're going to talk about some of those items which would typically be discarded in the modern economy, which could be collected and repurposed for packaging in an underground economy. These items may seem worthless in the modern economy, but in an underground economy, they will be extremely valuable and they will be an important bartering item. So let's take a look at some of these items and what they can be used for. These plastic grocery bags take a heat seal very well. They can be reused to package a pound of grains like you see here. Used cardboard can be fashioned into an egg carton. These plastic cups are perfect for use as planters. These paper bags are going to be perfect for packaging things like a loaf of bread. These chip bags can be reused to package homemade chips, and they can even be resealed with a vacuum sealer. Many of these glass jars can be re-pressure sealed. They can be reused for storing many types of food preserves, or they can be fermentation vessels for things like sauerkraut. Any plastic container that says HDPE can be used to store diesel fuel. Any kind of metal container like this can be used to store other petroleum products like gasoline. Big plastic jars like this are perfect for storing things like grains or even water. Food grade buckets like this are perfect for storing all kinds of things. You could take them out into the field in order to collect and store your wild edibles that you want to bring to the market. Or you can put an oxygen absorber in here, put the lid on, and store those items for an extended amount of time. They're also perfect for storing or transporting fresh water. This video was meant to give you some ideas of the possible things that you can bring to market in an underground economy. These items are going to be crucially important in order for an underground economy to persist. Without a group of people dedicated to gathering and collecting these items, an underground economy will soon perish. If you like this video, please hit thumbs up on your way out. Don't forget to comment, share the video with your family and friends. If you want to support my channel, there's a link in the description box where you can do that. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and as always, don't forget, help out your neighbors.